Hey, I'm Rebecca Shores, and today's video is going to be about this look. This is what I'm calling my Christmas morning look. I don't know about you guys. I am definitely someone that gets up, showers, and gets ready Christmas morning. I know some people are like, I'm gonna be so totally glam, or I'm gonna be in my PJs. Vote in the poll. Let me know. Are you someone that is like, I'm going to be totally ready, all glam, dressed up, full face of makeup? Somewhere in between, kind of like me, you're going to be dressed, probably not in your Christmas best, but you're going to be dressed, have some makeup on, you brushed your hair. Or 3, you're like, I just rolled out of my bed, my hair might not be brushed, I'm probably still in my PJs. Let me know. I'm curious. So I will show you guys how to get this look, which is kind of a 10-minute easy festive face. And then at the end of the tutorial, I will also be showing you guys how I amp it up so you can have a little bit something more maybe for Christmas dinner or if you have something going on in the evening. So keep on watching. All right, so we're gonna start out with a quick, easy base. Make it forever. Step 1, base the hydrating one. Kind of drier in the winter. All over your face, just use your fingers. I'm using the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Cream in the color Fair. And I'm just gonna kind of smear that on my face. A little bit extra down here where I need a little bit of redness coverage. And then I'm using the Clarisonic foundation brush head. And I like to use this on level 4. So I use the Smart Profile Clarisonic. Gives me a decent amount of coverage, and I really like the foundation brush to blend things out, especially if I don't want to use a beauty blender on my fingers. It looks super nice. Now you're going to do your concealing. As you can see, I obviously have really bad dark circles under my eyes, so we're going to deal with those. I'm going to use a combination of these two products. So I'm using the Bye Bye Under Eye in the color Light Ultra Fair by IT Cosmetics. I really like this for the correcting. It's quite light and it has a very like pink color to it, so it works really well for those under eye circles. And just use a really tiny bit. Like, I think I've used more than I actually wanted to since I'm not relying on my mirror as much as I should be. And this I find blends best using the warmth of your fingers, so go in with a clean finger. And because you see that doesn't quite cover all my darkness because I have such dark circles, I am going to go in with a little bit of the Naked Skin Concealer, and I'm in the color Warm Fair. And again, just a tiny little bit. I'm applying that on my finger as well. And just kind of going where I have the darkest bit of darkness. And if I'm going to layer products, you want to do really thin little layers because you don't want a lot. Alright, so now just kind of assess the rest of your face if you need any extra coverage. I do need a little bit around my nose, so this is just that Naked Skin. And I'm just going to use my fingers today. And then I do need to switch concealers real quick. When I'm covering blemishes, I don't like to use such an emollient concealer. I'm loving the Soft Matte Complete Conceal by NARS, and I'm in the color Chantilly. And I'm just going to take this on a tiny brush, and I'm just going to go here. I got scratched by Julia because babies have like the sharpest little talons. So I've been needing to cover that lately. And then I have a little blemish right there. When you're covering blemishes, especially because we want to do a clean skin look, you really just want to dot and use your finger to blend around. You could use a brush if you don't want to use your finger, but just use a tiny, tiny bit, and then that's going to give the illusion that it's not even there. Now I'm going to set just under eyes, so give one little pat if you need it. I'm going to use a Sigma E38 for this, and I'm just going to pat using pressing motions and pat. This is the NARS Light Reflecting Powder. Okay, now throw on some eye primer if you feel like you need it. I'm using the e.l.f. primer. The e.l.f. one is probably my favorite in the drugstore, so if you're wanting cheap eye primer, go for that one. Okay, now time to deal with my eyebrows. I'm just going to use a powder today. I'm using the Pro Sculpting Brow Palette in the color 1, and this is from Makeup Forever. And I'm going to be using a Shan XO eye definer brush to apply it. I'm starting with this lighter color, and then I'm going to be dipping into the darker one as I drop that brush. So I'm just going to put it right kind of you know, that line that your brow is, and then I'm just pushing it up through my brows. I've been doing my brows like this lately. I kind of switch up my brows all the time. If you guys want kind of a more formal brow tutorial, let me know in the comments. So now I'm using that darker color and I'm pulling it through the kind of arch and tail. Now just take a spoolie and blend out that product, especially on the lower part of your brows. Lower, I mean inner. I'm just gonna use the concealer that's in that little pro palette. You can use your own concealer. You can use like Benefit Highbrow, it doesn't matter. And I'm just going to kind of clean up the front part. And this is the same color as my skin. I don't like when the concealer is actually lighter. I think that kind of looks weird, especially if I'm cleaning up at all up here. So now I've just quickly powdered my face using a puff, and then this is not actually the Rmca. This is a powder combo. It is the Nye Cameo powder and the Rmca No Color powder. First of all, choose a base shadow close to your skin tone and matte. I'm using Makeup Geek Babyface, and I'm using this on a Sigma Large Fluff and just pulling that above my crease to the brow. Okay, so I'm gonna zoom you guys in so you can see this a little bit better. I'm using the Smith 232 brush, and I'm using Melt BLURR. And I'm pulling this along the orbital bone. So basically this bone, that's your eye socket, just pull it right along there. I'm pulling that along the lower lash line as well. I'm choosing a warm tones for the kind of definition around the eye, and that's just because I don't like to have an all warm and all cool look, and the rest of the colors we're putting on our face are going to be more on the cool side. So now I'm taking a little bit of Unseen, and I'm just going to put that just lightly in the crease, but mostly just on the lower lash line, and I'm just sticking with that same big old brush because this is supposed to be easy. I can put on this look in like 10 minutes if I'm not talking. Or, you know, getting interrupted by Julia. I have two products I like. You have Mermaid, and this is the GLAZEN Eye Gloss by Butter London. And I also like Lyra. This is one of the Celestial Sphere eye soots by Rituel Defi. They're both gorgeous. Let me show you swatches. So that's Lyra on top and then Mermaid on the bottom. So Mermaid's gonna get you a little bit more color, and then Lyra's more of that icy white. What should we do? Honestly, I think I'm gonna combine the two. I think I'm gonna put Lyra down first and then Mermaid just in the center. The other thing to think about when you're choosing between two products like this, Lyra is definitely more if you like that grungy, like I slept in this look, because it does tend to fall more towards your crease, which I actually really like it as like an eyeshadow topper because it gives you that grungy, wet look. But Mermaid just stays on your eyeballs. So there's Lyra. If you're wanting a more subtle look, I'd probably go with this, and you can definitely pull it into your, like you could pull this all the way over and go for a more very kind of just glossy look. All right, so now I'm gonna go in with a bit of Mermaid. Just use your finger for these, it's the easiest. So I'm gonna kind of push that along my lash line and make sure that I'm pulling it out towards the outer and inner corner. And then I like this crease detail brush. It's synthetic, and this is by XO Beauty, sorry, which is by XO. And I really like that for blending the edge of these. So I'm just kind of doing more like patting motions, and you wanna work quickly because when these set, they will set. I actually recommend both these products if you're like, I want a glittery look, but I don't want glitter all over my face, because these will actually stay on. Okay, so you can see that one's a lot more high impact than just the Lyra. It kind of depends on how glittery you want to be. I think they're both pretty. This is one that I tend to wear when I don't want to be wearing a lot of makeup. I'll actually just put this on my eye with one color, and I really like it because it looks that really glossy. All right, because I don't want to use a bazillion brushes, I'm going to use that same crease detail brush. And I'm taking a little bit of the Becca Icicle highlighter, and this is in the Caprice Ski Glow face palette, and I'm just going to use that as my highlight. I don't want a super glittery highlight. It just doesn't look very good with my eye shape. You could definitely pull the glitter down here if you want. And you can see this is like an icy blue, and I just love it. It's so pretty. All right, now give your lashes a good curl. I'm using the Tweezerman. This is the deep one for deep set eyes, and it's so great. If you have hooded deep set eyes, or just any type of more flat eye that you're like, I can't get my stupid eyelash curler deep enough because my orbital bone gets in the way. This one would recommend. I am going to take a bit of the Inglot 77 liner on a Smith 212 brush, and I'm just going to use this to tightline. So I'm just gently lifting, and then I'm just basically wiggling my brush right at the roots of my lashes. Look how good that looks, and it's like not a lot of extra work, and you don't have to be good at eyeliner, especially if you use some type of push brush like the 212. It's great. If you have small eyes, not a lot of lid space, do that. Now I'm using my favorite mascara, which for whatever reason is starting to get hard to find, so I hope they're not discontinuing it, is the Maybelline Full and Soft and Waterproof. That's my current fave. I like a lot of other mascaras in terms of the formulation and the brush, but they're not waterproof, and I need waterproof. Alright, so this is going to be the finished look for the eyes, so I'm going to zoom you guys back out. Alright, so now I'm going to highlight real quick. I'm using the It's My Raye Raye number 4 brush, and I've been applying it. I like dip into my highlight like this, and I don't know. I really dig this shape brush for that. And I'm using that same Icicle highlight. It has a bluish tint. I dig that. You could go for like Becca Moonstone or Pearl, any type of like cooler highlight I think works, unless you want to pull it super warm. You could always do that and go for a warmer highlight. I'm digging blue highlights, and I like how this is kind of like icy. For blush, I'm going to show you kind of two options. It kind of depends on what your jam is. So you could go for something like Cherish by Makeup Geek. I'm going to actually layer the two, so I'm going to show you guys anyhow. This will give you just the most natural, a little bit of glow. We are not contouring because it's going to be a very fresh-faced look. So that's definitely enough. But I'm going to use a little bit of Dulce Vita. This is by NARS, and I'm using a tiny, tiny bit. This will work for darker skin tones for sure. It's super pigmented. I have to brush quite a bit of it off. And I'm going to apply this a little bit closer. So about directly below my iris is going to be where I place my brush first, because I want the heaviest deposit mint of pigment there, and that kind of gives you the illusion that you just came in from the cold. And I will do a quick little like just barely touch along my nose, and that kind of gives you that I came in from the cold, it's chilly outside kind of. I don't know, I think it's cute. Then I am going to grab my 5521 by Hakuhodo and just blend that all together, because I want this to really meld into my skin. I don't want the actual skin to show very much. I want it to look like I was in from the cold. Alright, and then you want to grab something that's going to kind of get your makeup to look even more skin-like. So I'm grabbing the Fix Plus by MAC. And I just want that so my makeup kind of all melds together. And it's crazy how much it makes your skin look more like skin again, especially if you use powder. Alright, because we're not putting any more powders on, I'm going to take a little bit of the Tailored Brow Tint by Butter London and just go through my brows. This definitely makes my brows darker because I'm using the brown color rather than the taupe, but my bangs are really long, so then you can see my brows better. You can choose a brow color, whatever color you want. And now I'm going to finish off the daytime kind of look, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to amp it up for like nighttime. So this is what I do if I was getting up from the day, starting my day, we're about to go open presents, Julia just woke up, blah, blah, blah. I'm taking a little bit of Spark, and that's from the Vice lipstick palette. And it's kind of like a metallic red. And I'm just using my fingers to apply. Really mush your lips together so it gets all those cracks and crevices. So this is what I'm going to be wearing Christmas morning. Super easy. Put it on in about 10 minutes. Yeah, it's easy. Looks nice. Sparkly. Looks good with my glasses because it's got a bit of sparkle behind them. My glasses reflect super bad in the lights, but now I can see so much better. And yeah, so this is my Christmas morning look, and I will show you guys how I'm going to amp it up for the evening. Alright, now we're going to amp this look up. My bangs are going to be in the way. That's why I pin my bangs back for actual tutorials. So the first thing I'm going to do is put on the Juliette lashes by House of Lashes. You choose any lash that you want. You go for some more natural style. Since I don't have much going on in my eyes, I'm going to choose a more bold style. And I'm just going to plop those on. Alright, so here's the lashes on. These are pretty dramatic, so they definitely kind of oomph the look up. Alright, so lashes definitely give it much more of an oomph, especially since these are pretty dramatic. I'm also going to change my lip color. Put a little bit of MAC Prep and Prem on. And then I'm going to go for the metallic, Always On Metallic Matte Lip Color by Smashbox. And this is in the color Man-Eater. And it's perfect for Christmas. Like, you're going to be so festive because you have metallic lip and a sparkly eye. But, like, the only time I feel like I can wear that is Christmas. I don't know how people put this on with just the lip applicator. My lips are way too uneven. So I'm grabbing the Smith 302 brush. Alright, so now we're going to do our top lip. Hey, let's add another poll because these are fun. Let me know right up here. Can you apply your lipstick so you're satisfied with the crispness with just the applicator? Let me know. Alright, so here's what it looks like with the little bit of kind of like amping up you can do. This is how I'd bring it into more of an evening or more of a dramatic look. If you just add lashes and add a more bold of a lip color, I feel like that does a lot. So this is what I'm going to be wearing. Look, I've already practiced. It'll be even easier. Simple look in the morning, open Christmas presents, have breakfast with my immediate family, and then later on in the afternoon, I'm going to be going to hang out with my extended family. There's going to be a bunch of food, a bunch of children, and hopefully some mulled wine. So then I'll have a little more of an amped up look for that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and this is kind of a fun look that maybe you can try out for the holidays. Yeah, let me know about those. I'd love to hear your feedback. Thanks so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and you'll be notified when I post. And also follow me on my forms of social media if you are interested in kind of chatting, hanging out. I'm super active on Instagram. I've also been posting a lot to Instagram stories, and I'm on Snapchat and Twitter. So if you ever want to chat with me, just tweet at me. Anyhow, that's all for now, and I will see you guys on the next video. See you later.